In a previous video, we used Anchor protocol to stake a US stablecoin, which is UST, which gives us a 20% APY on stablecoins. In today's video, we're gonna double it. Hi, my name is Jordan and welcome to the channel where we essentially talk about passive income. So in today's video, we are gonna up our earnings on Anchor protocol and increase it by 50%.
And we increase profits by 50%.
And give us roughly 30 to 40% APY on UST that we are staking. But as a disclaimer, this method of staking does involve borrowing, but we'll be eliminating that risk by opening up a delta neutral position, which will keep our portfolio in an equilibrium. You do not need a lot of money to start with this, but you will need UST for sure. So to get some UST, you can go to KuCoin, and links will be in the description where you can sign up with them to get your UST tokens. And do note that UST transfer do have a fee of 4 UST, and you will need UST to pay for fees as well. So ensure that you have more than enough UST before starting this. The next thing you'll need is a Terra wallet. I'll leave a link below where you guys can get started on Terra wallet. It's available as a Chrome extension as well as a mobile app. But for me, I like to use a computer for all these transactions because it's more familiar to me and it gives me much more control and a sense of security.
Makes me feel good and safe and loved.
Once you got all those set up, what you need to do next is to transfer UST from KuCoin to your Terra wallet. It's as simple as withdrawing from KuCoin and depositing them into your Terra wallet, and it should take roughly a couple of minutes for it to reach. And while you're doing that, as you watch this video, it's a good time now to smash the like button and also subscribe because I've heard that it speeds up the transaction. And no, I kid. Hitting the button does not speed it up, but it does help the channel out a lot. So at this point, I would like to say that I've learned this through watching a few videos of other YouTubers doing it, and I think it's a pretty cool thing to bring it to you guys. And I want to thank Terrabites community for sharing an Excel sheet that have made things really easy to understand. So I've left a link to the Google Sheet that these guys have created, and you guys can use it for free as well. But do drop Terrabyte some love for the Excel sheet. So once you open the Excel sheet, you will see quite a few things and it will slowly start to make sense. But if it doesn't, you can watch this video over again because it took me a couple of days to fully understand the concept before putting my own money in there. But before we start putting money anywhere, let me explain what Mirror Protocol is. So Mirror Protocol aims to be a synthetic equities marketplace where users are able to trade equities 24/7, even on weekends. Because right now, we are only able to trade equities during the market open time, which for us in Singapore, unfortunately, is like 10 PM in the night. And it kind of sucks because we got to stay up late, and let's be real, we all got day jobs, and we need to stay fresh and awake for the day jobs. So on Mirror Protocol, there are quite a few tabs like My Page, Trade, Borrow, Farm, and Govern. And today we'll be using most of these pages to give us the additional yield. So My Page is basically an overview of an account. Trade is where we buy and sell synthetic equities. Borrow is where we mint stocks, and Farm is where we start farming for yields. So now let's head on to Anchor Protocol and Mirror Protocol so that you guys can follow as I do, so it will make some sense for you guys. So on Mirror Protocol, there are a few tabs here like My Page, Trade, Borrow, Farm, and Govern. So we'll be using quite a few of these pages to actually help us with the delta neutral strategy. And just to explain to you what a delta neutral strategy is, basically a delta neutral strategy is a portfolio strategy that uses multiple positions that is negative and positive to create a net zero effect. So for example, if you were to short an Apple stock, we will buy alongside on the Apple stock as well. And what happens here is a net zero, because if Apple stock moves up by $1, we will earn $1, but because of the short, we will lose $1 as well. But since we got a +1 and a -1, this will give us a neutral strategy which makes it 0. Alright, so to start a delta neutral strategy, we're going to split the money into 4 different parts. And if you are using the Excel sheet that is in the link down below, it's going to make things a lot easier, and I'll use it explaining with the Excel sheet as well. So over here, we can see this is the Excel sheet. we're just going to key in some of this information here, and it's going to make it a lot easier for us to understand. So with $1,000, what we'll do is we'll deposit 500 UST into Anchor protocol, which will then give us AUST. So over here, we'll get roughly 430 AUST when we deposit 500 UST. So with this AUST, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this AST to use it as a collateral for our short farm. So once we have deposited that into Anchor protocol, we're gonna go to Mirror protocol, and we are gonna go to the farm page. So on the farm page, so the stock that I was gonna short is Nvidia, and we're gonna go to the short farm. So we'll go on to the short farm here. We're gonna switch this to AUST. So by switching it to AUST, we are able to collateralize our currently staked UST, which is earning 20% for another asset that will allow us to gain even more yields. So at this point, I would like to point out that on the farm page, you can pick any stock that you want, but ideally you want to pick a stock that has high percentages on both the long and the short side. So because I started this quite a while back, I'm currently on Square, but Square was giving a lot better, like it was almost 24% on the short side and roughly 19% on the long side. But the percentages have dropped. Doesn't really matter too much because we can switch the farms every 2 weeks if you want to, because after every 2 weeks you get to withdraw some money from it as well. So the next farm that I might want to do is probably Nvidia, because they're paying 36% on the long farm and they're paying 24% on the short farm as well, which is pretty awesome. So we're just going to go into Nvidia. So under the collateral asset, we're going to click AUST, and we're going to key in 430 based on the Excel sheet that we have, which is 430. So you roughly get 430 AUST. So when we key that in, it's going to give us roughly 0.88 Nvidia token, Nvidia, which is the synthetic stock on Mirror protocol. So over here, this will give us some yields over a year, but this is not so important right now. We just got to remember this number, which is 0.88 Nvidia. So once you do that, so it's going to be Nvidia. So let's say if we do this, so you see if it's Nvidia, it's 0.6. So let's say if we do 430, so this will give us roughly 0.9. So you have to copy this number and keep this number safe, because we are going to long the stock right after this. So after all those are done, you can see on step 4, there's a confirm return UST. So this UST will be locked for 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, you're able to withdraw this amount back into your account, and you can restake them into Anchor protocol to earn a 20% APY on Anchor protocol. And you can continue leaving the farm open, just leave it running, or you could close it and open a new one when there's something better on the farm page. So mine was M Square, which is not doing so well now. It's like 15% on each side. So I might want to change it to the Nvidia or the Starbucks one. Looks a lot better there. So once we are done with the short side, what we're going to do next is we are going to buy long. So over here, if you remember, it was 0.9 Nvidia tokens. So remember, it has to be the same amount of tokens or more. It could be a little bit more, but not too much more, so you do not spend extra money on it. So what you're going to do is we're going to go to trade. We're going to find the same token or the same stock, synthetic stock, so which is Nvidia. We're going to buy 0.9. So if you buy 0.9 here, it's going to cost you 256 UST. This is why you need to have some UST left in your account. So if you started with 100, we are going to deposit 500 to get a collateral. The remaining 500 will be used as funds to purchase the Nvidia stock or the stock that you're going to long, and also for the long farm. So once you look at this, the number is good. Just ensure that this is the correct number of stocks that you're buying. It has to be exactly the same or a little bit more. So once that is done and you click on buy, the long side is halfway done. So after that, we'll go back to the farm and we'll click on long farm. So on the long farm, we are going to supply 0.9 Nvidia tokens, which is what we have purchased. You can supply all of the tokens if you want to, all of the synthetic stock if you want to. And over here, you have to provide additional UST. So this is where the last quarter of our money is going to come from. So over here, we're just going to put in the same amount worth of UST for the Nvidia stock, synthetic stock. And once that is done, we're going to click on farm. So by doing so, you're going to leverage both the long farm and the short farm. So this gives you a delta neutral position, because when Nvidia goes up, you will earn some money from the Nvidia stock rising. But when Nvidia stock goes down, your long side loses money, but your short side earns money from the shorting. And if you look at my page, so because I've done mine with Square, so once you're done, you'll see a couple of things here. So the first thing you'll see is under the farming, I have a long farm here, which is a M square UST LP. So I have 1.63 M square here with $253 or worth of UST. And over here, I'm getting a reward of 0.9 MRR, which is mirror token. So mirror token right now is $1.78. So far for almost a week now, I've earned roughly $1 just from holding this long farm. And if you look at the short farming over here, you're able to see that I have shorted 1.540247 M square. So I short lesser tokens than the tokens that I bought, which is fantastic, which is great. And the lock UST here is 269. So I'll be able to get these on the 17th of January when it opens up. So that's in like 5 days time. So in 5 days time, I'll be able to get this amount back into my wallet, which I can then put back into Anchor Protocol to earn a 20% APY. So something to note when you're doing the farms is to set your collateral ratio to at least 200%. I think I should have put this in the earlier part when we were doing it, but yeah, set it to 200% just to be safe. Anything below that is you run a risk of liquidation. So 200% is a pretty good number. So like if you look at mine right now, the collateral is 218. It used to be 200, but because the price of the stock is dropping, therefore I have more collateral for the amount that I've borrowed. So in total, you can see that on the long farm, I'm farming almost 1 mirror so far. And on the short farm, I have farmed 0.4 mirror tokens, which is 84 cents. So this was done almost a week ago. So pretty good. We have about $2 worth of mirror tokens so far. So $2 divided by a week, we are getting roughly 30 cents a day. As compared to Anchor Protocol right now, this is the remaining money I have in Anchor Protocol. I'm getting roughly 20 cents a day, which is pretty good. So now we are earning from this side because this side is a collateral, and we are earning another $2 from this side. So we are earning like double, yay, like money from both sides. So that's how you do the delta neutral strategy, and I hope it gives you guys some idea to start increasing your yields. And if the bear market comes, at least we have some yields that can bring us through and grow our money at the same time. And if you haven't, I would greatly appreciate if you guys can drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and I'll see you in the next video.